Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Want to say welcome to my guests, Captain Sally Davis and Stephen Suarez, both with Leon County EMS. And we're talking about it's CPR and AED week. So first, Captain Davis, let's talk a little bit about CPR and just how key seconds really does make the difference when someone has cardiac arrest. Talk a little bit about why we celebrate this week.
Well, 300,000 people each year die from sudden cardiac arrest, and this week is to make you more aware of what you, the citizens, can do to help prevent this or bring these numbers down. We provide training, and we want to get that training out to there to everybody. It only takes 4 to 6 minutes for brain damage to start, so we need the community's help. As soon as someone does fall from sudden cardiac arrest, we want them to immediately start CPR, immediately get the AED, and they can make a difference, and we need that help.
Now, Stephen, we were talking earlier, and we hear it all the time. A few seconds makes the difference. And you were saying how guidelines have changed. It's really about, you were saying, priming the heart and making sure that the oxygen that's still in there flowing, and then to the AED. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, CPR guidelines change every year based on the science that's put out by the American Heart Association. And over the past 5 and 10 years, the science has really come along and really focusing back on the basics of CPR. What they're finding is that the analogy that I use when I teach is that think of the heart like a pump. And a lot of people you see on TV, they get out with the defibrillators and they shock people. Well, what they're finding is that you have a much better chance of resetting that heart if you prime the pump, if you think of it as a pump, and you do CPR, a good 2 or 3 minutes of CPR before you shock somebody. So even if you work in a facility that has an AED readily available and you're familiar with using it, we'd like to take this opportunity this week to tell people about how important it is to do CPR and to be familiar with CPR and not to forget about CPR and doing good compressions. Even when we get there, one of the first things we're going to do is do some good compressions and do about 2 minutes of CPR before we start trying to defibrillate somebody.
Now, we did make a full screen because you guys offer classes. You call it Friends and Families. You come out if there's an office or a church group or just different people who want to learn 45 minutes to an hour and become comfortable with the equipment as well as learn new CPR guidelines. Call that number, 606-2100, and you'll set it up for them. Come out because it does change and we need to know how to do this. And so from this week, you're trying to make people aware, CPR and AED, trying to get more machines in businesses and getting people on board. So,
correct.
All right. Well, thank you both for sharing with us. And you can see this again on WTXL.TV, 606-2100 if you are interested in learning more about CPR as well as using AEDs. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Ever notice that cell phone companies always talk about reliability? That's why at Safe Touch we use our newly developed radio system that's UL approved. Cell towers can go down, but our radio system is the most reliable. At Safe Touch, we invest in our customers so you can have the very best.